When we look at anxiety, or when we experience anxiety, we have a shakiness, an inability to make a decision, or an ability to experience life in its most fullest. It is as if we cannot choose whether we go down one path or another, or that we are left-handed or that we are right-handed, or do I step with my left foot or do I step with my right foot? Is what I say good enough or not good enough? Is the decisions I am to make on some scale worthy of being the best decision that I can actually make in life? Now there's something in that, I think, that it's almost as if there is an actual design or a game plan that you are actually supposed to act to in making the right choice in life. Now, one thing to ask yourself is, who gave you the manual? Who told you this is how you, or who gave you the script rather? Who gave you the script to life? Who told you your lines? Who told you how best to act? It's almost as if we have this great drama of life, and we are anxious that we are not performing our best performance in life, and that all the eyes of the crowd or all the eyes of the world are upon us, and we are constantly in the spotlight, wanting to give the best performance ever. And we have to deliver those lines perfectly. And if we don't deliver those lines perfectly, then we stay in anxiety, or we blame ourselves, or we feel shame and an almost inability to act in life. What if we flip the script? What if we don't pay attention to the script at all? What happens then? What if we go against our lines and we don't believe in what we're actually being told? Now, this sounds anti-system, but it's actually anti our own biosystem. It's going against the belief system of what we're telling ourselves. We're telling ourselves that there is some performance that we need to perform to, that there's one shot only, that if you don't get the part, that's it. You can't play you in life. And if that's the case, then it almost becomes laughable that we were actually trying to perform ourselves, or a version of ourselves that wasn't actually ourselves. It's almost like I had to play the role of someone else, and it's very hard to play the role of someone else because you don't know that person. Even an actor will play a role, an actual actor will play a role. There might be some parts of that role that stick with them, memories, but they're not actually that person. They're playing a role of a different person, be it fictional or non-fictional. So that would be very hard to actually be a character actor playing a character for the rest of your life. Eventually, it's almost like if I was to play the role of someone famous and having to constantly think, how would that person think and how can I act like that? A lot of time and energy and anxiety is actually spent in what would be that person's actually next move. How would they actually move their body? How would they move left to right? And it's almost a waste of energy and very fearful, because it's like people are demanding that I act like this famous person. I have to be that person when I'm not actually that person. I'm me. I should be playing the role of me. But I'm busy carrying around the mask of something that I'm not. Choices in life are literally the flip of the coin. They're a yes or a no, a black or a white. They are up or down, left or right, in its most simplistic form. What keeps us from making the decision is the fear of the perceived outcome of what we actually perceive. And normally what we perceive is the worst case scenario, even if it's a good thing. So we stay in that rationale of fear, trying to decide what's the best outcome for ourselves, whilst we're perceiving the worst possible outcome at the same time, which makes the flip of the coin, the yes or the no, even more down the track. Now you might say, I need to really make the informed choice of what is the best decision. But if you knew the best decision, it would already be happening. You wouldn't be making the choice. Music, for example. You might struggle to make a choice of music, but if you're listening to music that's already playing, and you're going with it, and you're enjoying it, you're experiencing it, you're not deciding, should I like this music or not? You're actually just going with it. You're actually having fun with it. So any rationale of yes or no, and sometimes we need to decide things, I'm not saying that we don't, but the rationale of, is this the best possible choice for me? The only way to know is to do. And if it's not the right choice for you, then I guess it's, what other choices can we make that are right? So with anxiety, with fear, we're staying in that green room, we're deciding, should we flip the coin? Should we do yes, no? What's the best possible outcome, even though when I think about that possible outcome, it's really scary and I'm not sure if I can quite do it, sort of thing, or I can deliver my lines or do this thing in life or say that thing to that person, and it's probably best if I stay in fear. And fear normally means pain as well. So we choose to stay in pain and fear. So of two decisions, a yes or a no, we choose the third one, which is to not do and to stay in fear, which is not experiencing life. So the flip of the coin, the yes or the no, to take that brave step forward, and we might not get it right first time, we might stumble in the delivery of our lines, but we tend to get better with experience. And we can't experience anything if we don't actually go through with things and stay in things. You might take a pottery class, for example. You might try and make your first bowl and screw it up completely. Clay might fly across the room and hit the teacher in the head. And you might just walk out and go, I suck, I'll never do it again. Or pick up the clay, put it back on the turntable and try again. So with anxiety, we're just fearing fear. It's keeping us safe, of course, on a survival thing, but is it actually advancing our lives at all? So looking at anxiety, looking at what it is rather than the label. What is actually keeping us in our spot from making a simple yes or no to somehow perceiving that we know what the next move might be if we think about it really hard, actually just keeps us stuck. The shakiness of anxiety is actually fear. They're keeping us stuck in one place whilst we make the best informed choice is the freeze response. The crankiness because we can't decide and life just keeps getting in the way and it's so frustrating is the fight response. We just can't make up our minds. And sometimes we might rationalize to ourselves that, you know, I don't deserve anything, so therefore I'll stay in anxiety, which is the fawn response. It's pandering to the fear to keep yourself safe. And all these evolutionary things have kept us safe for some time. But sometimes we need to make the choice, a simple choice, a yes or a no, a black or a white. Or do I do this or do I don't? And if you're fearing those choices, I don't think it's the fear that you're feeling of those choices. I think it's the fear that you're experiencing currently that's impeding the best possible choice that you can make. And probably freeing yourself of some of this fear actually helps you make informed choices where you don't see the end point as the worst case scenario. Because why would you plan for the worst case scenario for yourself? So throw away the script and perform to your own standards of being. Because you're a human being and your role in life, so be you. And if there's other people's demands on you being you, they might be acting out of their own script as well, which might not be their own. Thank you for watching this intuitive chat on anxiety. If you experience anxiety or fear and like to free yourself from these confines, then definitely book in for a session of EFT tapping or soma breath at eflowtion.com and set yourself free and experience some emotional freedom in life. I'm Dion from Eflowtion. I look forward to seeing you.